We butchered 16 Cornish Cross meat birds this summer, and I have all the carcasses and all the feet from those birds. So today we are making chicken stock. So we're gonna start by slicing up some vegetables. I have some celery, carrots, onion, and garlic here. So we're just gonna roughly chop those up and add them to a pressure cooker. All right, I have all my vegetables chopped up in here. They're just roughly chopped. It doesn't have to be perfect. They're going to be discarded later anyway. I'm gonna meet you out in the garage because that's where all the chicken carcasses and feet are, is out in my garage fridge. So I will see you out there. We're out in the garage. We have our chicken feet, our carcasses here. So I'm just gonna put in the pot whatever fits. For this, there's a line on it that you can't fill up past right here. So we'll just fill until it reaches that line. You're just gonna put the whole raw carcass right in the pot. You can squish them right down in there, whatever fits. I think we're gonna be able to fit 4 in here. Really depends on how big your birds were. Ours averaged between 6 and 8 pounds, which is pretty good. You can also do this with cooked chicken. So if you get a rotisserie chicken from the store, you can do this as well. Just the cook times will be different.
Mom, guess what? Chickens is up here.
That's okay. All right, so our pot is filled to the fill line with the carcasses and the feet, and now we need to add water. I'm just gonna add tap water up until the fill line. Okay, we have our water in our pot. Everything is ready to go. We're going to put the lid on, and we're going to be pressure cooking this for an hour and a half. We're gonna pressure cook on low for an hour and a half. And you're going to put the lid to seal. And now it's ready to go. If you are doing an already cooked chicken, like a rotisserie chicken that you bought from the store, or even a chicken that you already had cooked and you kept the bones, you can do the same thing, only you're going to pressure cook for 20 minutes. Same thing, add the vegetables, add the water, and pressure cook for 20 minutes rather than an hour and a half if your chicken was raw. Okay, we're gonna let this go ahead and do its thing, and I'll meet you back here when it's done. Okay, it's been an hour and a half. The pressure cooking is complete, and the air has released naturally on its own. So right there is our beautiful broth, that yellow liquid. So now what we need to do is grab this, bring it in the house, and strain it. So now we're going to strain this. We want the stock in one pot and the chicken parts in another. So I've already done a few batches. I just have this strainer here. It's actually a paint strainer that you would put like on a 5-gallon bucket, but I use it for milk and all sorts of different things. So we're going to be first taking the large pieces and putting them in here. I just use something like this. You can even use tongs to get out the larger pieces. Whatever works for you. Just don't put any of the liquid, obviously, in the pot with the chicken scraps, because that's just wasted if you do that. So most of these scraps will go right in our compost pile, but I'm gonna feed the feet to our dogs. Okay, we've gotten most of the large pieces out, so now I'm gonna strain it through my strainer here. If you don't have a strainer like this, like a fine mesh strainer, you can put a cheesecloth inside of like a pasta strainer and do it like that. Wow, and that is some beautiful looking stock right there. Nice and golden yellow. Look at that. This is gonna be perfect for soups this winter. So in order to store this, you can either freeze it or you can can it. I'm going to can mine because my freezer space is very limited with all of our meats and vegetables and everything like that. So I'm definitely gonna be canning this. So I'm gonna show you that process now. Okay, jars are sterilized. They've been in the canner, so they're warm. So warm liquid goes into warm jars, cold liquid goes into cold jars. But everything for this is warm right now, so we're gonna use our stainless steel funnel. Make sure it's stainless steel. You don't want plastic. Heat should not be on plastic. So stainless steel, and we're going to fill our jars to a 1/2 inch headspace. And here's a tip: if you have hard water like I do, put a couple tablespoons of white vinegar in your canner before you begin canning, and that way it won't leave so much of a white film on it. Sometimes mine still do get a film on them a little bit, but it's not as bad as when I don't use the vinegar. I'm using pints here, but you can use quarts, you can use 1/2 pints, whatever size you want, but pints are what works for me. Jars are filled, and now we need to wipe the rims with a wet paper towel. This ensures that we get a good seal. Flats go on. We're screwing these on just fingertip tight. Don't crank them down because they will not seal if you do. Okay, and we're gonna put these in the pressure canner for 20 minutes. I used to use the old-fashioned canner, you know, the one that's just the pot that you sit on the stove. I used that for the last 13 years, but I just received this canner this year as a gift from my mom, and I wish I had had it years ago. It's a set it and forget it type canner. So basically you just set it for either pressure can or water bath can, and then you set the time that you want it to can, and it does everything for you. It beeps when it's ready for the next step. Like right now it's telling me to fill jars and then insert the jars into the canner. So it's set it and forget it, which I need in my life because I've got kids running around, I've got other things going on, and I just hate to be married to the stove. Making sure that the pressure is always right. So this is perfect for me. It's electric. I just set it on my counter. I love it. I wish I had had it years ago, but the old-fashioned one works just fine as well. I just prefer this one. So we're on pressure can. It's telling me to fill the jars, which I've done. And now it's heating. And I don't have to do another thing other than put my weight on here at the top, but it's gonna do everything for me. It's going to get up to the right pressure that I need. It's gonna pressure can for the amount of time that I've put in it, which is 20 minutes. And then it's going to cool down on its own and let me know when I can open the lid. So I don't need to even be around for the next hour until it's completed and when I have to remove the jars. So we're gonna go ahead and let this pressure can for 20 minutes and I'll meet you back here after. Okay, it's the next day. That batch is completed. I've also done another one already and I have another one in the canner going right now. I have washed my jars, I've taken my rings off, and I've checked my seal by pressing down on the lid, making sure that doesn't move, and also holding the whole jar by the flat to make sure that it doesn't come loose. So I know that it has a good seal and it's ready to be stored in my pantry. If you enjoy content like this, I share all things gardening, homesteading, and homemade meals. So like this video and subscribe to our channel to see more.